All right, so my name is Adi Daniel, as you all know, dancer. What else? I do a lot of things, but I dance for a living. But I'm that one guy that if you ask me, what do? I ask you, what do you need? Which means I can try a lot of things, almost anything, before I can try a lot of things. So welcome to the Off Balance podcast, where dance meets dialogue, where movement meets meaning. This is the first episode. Shalalalalala. Thank you for all the good messages, the goodwill, and so finally we are going to jump right into it. I have my own brother, my colleague, my friend, my homie, my G. We have Obiajulu Ozegbe Sunday, known as Value.
Drum rolls.
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
London man. Hey, welcome back. I'm very
It's a
good.
privilege to have you here. Thank you so much for honoring.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I remember when I called you and I was like, bro, I want to start this stuff. What do you think about it? And you were like, I think it's actually a cool idea. Just start, kick off. And I know a podcast studio somewhere around. I mean, you actually recommended this place to me. And I mean, so we started from here and we don't know where we'll get to, but I mean, the most important thing is to start, and we've started.
It can only get better. Swala. Thank you.
It's going to be a very funny episode, honestly, because this guy has done so much, and at the same time, I just feel like he's not getting his flowers completely. I don't know why. A lot of people still don't understand value. Like, they don't even know value. A lot of people do, but if you're into the culture space, you know value. But if you're into the commercial space, someone you'll be asking, what kind of dance is he doing? I've been to his page and I just see him shaking his head like this the countless of time. Then we just stand still and run off the camera. So we could barely see what he's doing as an individual. But as a community, you will see other people on his page. Kids dancing, people dancing on the streets, stuff. Those are the kind of things you will see on his page. So that gives you the question like, what kind of dance is he doing? So we'd like him to tell us what kind of dance style is he doing, and the connection between his dance and also his community.
Interesting first question. Thank you. So for the style of dance I do, I don't know if he has a style. I guess I'll say value dance is what I do. But it is really a fusion and is inspired by all the different trainings that I've had in the past, from dancing in the streets to going to actual dance schools. I've had trainings in different styles, from everything: hip-hop, Latin and ballroom, contemporary, ballet, everything. And all those styles influence how I move today. So I don't know if my style has an actual name, but I guess, for the sake of this program, we can call it value dance.
Value dance.
So that's what it is for me. And yeah, all this training that I've had over the years has really influenced how I move now. And I'm just trying to see how I can use those experiences to tell stories about what's happening with me and the world presently.
All right. So is value your name? Like your real name, VALU? Or is it like an acronym for?
Value is actually interesting how I got that name, because my mom used to sell bread. My mom still sells bread, actually. She's like a wholesaler. So she supplies people. She supplies retailers, and then retailers sell directly to the consumers. Okay. So at the time when my mom was starting the business, I was helping her go supply to people in different parts of Lagos. So I was carrying baskets of bread to go to Bariga, Akoka, all this type of places. So, and one of the brands she started selling there was Value Bread. So when people wanted to call me,
I remember Value Bread.
So people were like, Value Bread, come give us bread, Then eventually they removed the bread and they just value, and that's really how the name stuck. And when I entered the professional dance world, people continue calling me that, and its relation to the actual meaning of the word value, I liked it, and I retained it. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So now looking at what you've done in your Oworishoki community, I beg your pardon, seeing your commitment to the community, seeing how much you've put into the community. Sometimes I even hear you say, first if I don't finish my money. and sometimes I'm wondering, why are you taking your personal money into all of these things sometimes? So I'm asking, what is your connection with the community? Because I know for a fact that you are you are from the south. So what is your connection to this Owuroshoki community?
That's a very good question. Oroshoki community is if you live in Lagos, you know Oroshoki community. It's a very interesting community, like right at the foot of Third Milan Bridge. A lot of people don't know the actual community. They just know the bus stop Yanowuru. That's very popular. My work in that community was really inspired. I mean, the reason why I continue working in that community has changed over time. Also the reason why I dance has also like changed over time.
Okay.
But specifically for that community, I started dancing. I mean, all of us started dancing like on the street or going to clubs or going to dance, do activation jobs and all that. So I was doing a lot of activation jobs, like dancing for brands on the road from morning till night at Ikeja, Computer Village and all that. Until I stumbled on... So I've always been like somebody that's gathering like people together, even from way back when I was still doing like all those type of gigs. I was always gathering dancers, trying to see, not just dancers, like gathering everybody. I just want everybody to be like in one space and making things happen. Yeah. Then in 2013 or 2014, I auditioned at the Q Dance Center or Q Dance Company. They were just relocating
that was
to
when
Nigeria.
2014?
2014, I think.
Oh, wow.
They just relocated to Nigeria at the time. And they had like this audition, and I was the first person, and they selected me. The next day, I just quickly went to call Hermes. You know Hermes. I went to call Hermes. I called Adiola. I called like a few other dancers from Owuru. This is like 24 hours after I was selected, because I've always been one to like carry people along. Okay. And they selected Hermes. I think they did not select like the other guys, and we trained there for like 1 year or 2 years.
Oh, okay.
For 2 years, actually, we trained doing like everything, learning dance, going outside, doing jobs and all that. And then when I came back, after my internship with them, I decided to come back to the community and start my work intentionally. At the time, Owuroshoki there used to be a lot of like violence. It used to be a very violent community. There was like a lot of cults, clashes and all that. And it was something I really wanted to talk about, but I could not talk about it directly. Because it was very, very dangerous. So it's a very, very intimate community, meaning everybody knows where everybody lives. So you go and talk anyhow, somebody can just knock at your door. And you get... So we started to look for how we could use the dance to like talk about this situation we're facing in the community at the time. And that was really like where it started from. And now presently, the reason why I'm still doing the work I do in that community after all my accomplishments, in quotes, and the small privilege that I have is because dancers from different parts of this country sends me a message on Instagram, on different platforms, like every other day. Dancers from West Africa, dancers from outside the continent, that bro, the work you're doing in this community is like very inspiring. We want to start our own community in this part of the world and all that. So even though people are like, Value, you're too big for this kind of thing you're doing in this community, I'm like, it is not for Owuroshoki community alone. I'm like, we have 774 local governments in Nigeria. Imagine there's one value in each local government. Do you know the amount of change that's going to happen in this country in 6 months? So for me, I feel like the work I do there is in a way also like showing other people what's possible with dance, and they can replicate in their own communities and all. That's why it is very, very important for me to still stay in Owerri. Even when I'm outside, when I'm traveling, when I'm on the road, I still try to know like what's happening. And when I'm physically in Lagos, I of course continue the work I do there. Yeah.
Honestly, man, you've done so much that we can't even count. We've seen. I think I see in one of your presentations where you were presenting what Owerri was and what Owerri is right now. And I remember one time, and honestly speaking, I think it was your influence that actually made me want to come to Owerri and get an apartment inside the Owuroshoki. I remember one time I was coming home from work and I looked at that Owuroshoki bus stop, walking down to my house, and it was completely dark, So I had to call someone and I said, Egbon Alpha, have you walked past your house? Yeah, I was like, you know where you did. They go, Joe. I was like, no. I said, it's dark. He said, go. I said, he now said, this is Owerri now, that you can go. So he came out with me, flashed the torch, and I said that the road was actually clear, but it was still dark. So I walked that road that night, and nothing happened. That was just one out of many. I remember another situation that happened when a friend was coming to see me, and she she passed the wrong one way and she was caught, Then she didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. And she called me and she was like, almost see you. I passed one way and they catch me. So what do we do right now? It's okay. Just follow them to the station, obey the rules. But when you get there, tell them that you're actually coming for a dance class in Papa Field inside the Wuru. So immediately we got there and they were asking us questions. And okay, you did this, you broke the law. She was like, I didn't know. I mean, the map was leading me towards this direction. The man, I said, okay, what are you coming to do? Say, I'm going for a dance class. Immediately the man heard dance class. There was this ease, that just came. And he was like, okay, no wala, but next time. So now we see how dance is beginning to repair a lot of things. And many people see that you can actually give grace in some situations. That's how much value your work, not really your work, like our work. Yeah, our work. You get what I mean? So now, how did all of this start to happen? Like from 1 to 2, 3, 4 situations that made even the police and all the what do you call them, the
local security,
the
community members,
and the whole community members. Because for every time there is a dance event, they're always there and they don't disturb. There's no fight. It's well coordinated. The whole So I'm asking, like, how did all of these adjustments start to come in?
I think it started when I really came back to the community after learning at Key Dance Center on the island for 2 years. And okay, let me just be honest. I was doing a lot of jobs. At the time, I was dancing, I was doing music videos and all that, doing all our normal, regular commercial gigs. Okay. And there was this particular job that we did with, I did it, myself and a girl, I forgot her name now. It was just two of us dancing in a music video for Tiwa Savage, One Nicole, Maestro. There were 3, 4 of them. And that particular day I was so pissed that day. I got to the location by 8 a.m. It was my friend Ambrose that was styling this particular video. And we got to the location by 8 a.m. And we had to wait for every other person to film.
Wow.
They now shot our own scene. They started our scene by 5 a.m. Director K was the director. Director K, we are seeing this video, Baba. He delayed us, but it was good. Director K delayed us 5 a.m. and we started shooting our scene. We arrived at location. It was myself and I really forget her name now. We arrived there first. I think we were one of the first people to arrive, and they did not shoot our scene till 5 a.m.
Till 5 a.m.
After the next day.
Wow.
And they now paid us, I think 20 or 25K after all our dance and wasting time. That was the day I was like, okay.
What year was this? 25K?
I think this was around that 2016 as well.
2016. What was I doing in 2016?
2016. So that was, I was so furious that day. I was like, okay, I'm no longer doing this type of things. I think there are other things that dance can do. And I said, okay, so anybody after that particular day, anybody that was calling me for all those kind of gigs, I'm like, okay, push it to DG, push it to Wisdom, push it to Mr. Sam and Co. And I was at home for 1 year, not making any money, but trying to see what I could do with dance. And I intentionally started saying, okay, since I'm back in the community now and we're facing this problem and I'm not doing actual jobs, but I still want to dance, I still want to create, how can I how can I use the dance to talk about this? And of course, at first, people were like, yo, you guys are wasting your time. You guys are. But when I think one of the first significant impact of our work was when a particular dance protest or dance intervention we did on the longest road in Oworoshoki. It's called the Oworo Road. It's about 1.1 kilometers long. Since I've been living in that community, they gave birth to me there, by the way. That road has never been fixed. It has never been touched. So this particular day, it rained, and there was this big pothole on that particular road. And myself, a photographer, Waka Waka, Dami, 2 of the dancers, DJ and B-Boy Wisdom, and myself, we just went and started dancing in the mud. And we were swimming and dancing, and the videos from that particular performance now went viral on Twitter, because I ended the video with Sanwo-Olu, Governor Sanwo-Olu.
Oh,
thank you for giving us. Yes, I was like, Governor Sanwo-Olu, thank you for giving us swimming pool in the community and all that. It was very sarcastic, and it went viral on Twitter. Everybody was like, yo, And the police harassed us that day.
Okay, yeah. I think I saw that one.
So that same performance and that particular video went viral, bro. It was not even up to 2 weeks that the state government sent caterpillars to that
Wow.
particular community, and they fixed that road in maybe 1 month. That's the longest road in the community.
Wow.
And that was when I was like, not just me, everybody like in the community were like, yo, all these dancers. So I think that was one of the first. We've been doing like different things before then, but that was one of the first visible impacts of what dance could do directly, not for coming to watch you, like how dance can affect your life, sitting in your house in Ouro Road without dancing. And people were like, okay, they started to like trust us, and since then the rest they say is history.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. Dance as a tool.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's move into the topic, for today. And the question I want to ask is dance still for the dancer?
Is dance still for the dancer? Yes and no, because if we look at it on one hand, we see how dance has been. I mean, everything is a product at the end of the day. We have to sell something to survive and all that. But when coming from the perspective of an artist, why do we make this art? It was like I was just narrating my story. I had to actually leave something that gave, even though it was small money. I was like, okay, this money it's not paying, like it's not doing what it needs to do. It's not like my worth, it's not my value. And that's okay, I'm no longer collecting any jobs. Let me like work on myself and my brand and all that. So the way dancers are now like hustling in quotes, in that context, I can say the dance is not for the dancer. But there are still some of us, like there's you, like there's other dancers scattered across the country that still actually, I call them the pure ones, like still actually dance for the sake of dance. I think one of the reasons why I really like what Nas is doing with Freestyle Friday, for example, is it is not a come every Friday and come and win 500,000. It's just dancers gathering to like come dance, not necessarily because they want to get money or like just for the love of dance. So looking at it in that context, I think they are still custodians. I also call them custodians. There are still people that are trying to protect the art form, but to a large extent, it has turned into a buy and sell kind of thing, and it's hard to like have conversation with dancers who look at dance from that perspective now as, okay, you just want to represent this brand or you want to work for this brand. We need to see ourselves. I think we need to see ourselves first as artists. I think art is different from entertainment in a way. So we need to see ourselves first as artists before like all these other things to pay bills to. So yes and no to answer your question. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So now looking at what commercialism is doing, social media and also branding, do you think right now that dancers are beginning to, do you think we are losing something right now, like losing our voice, or we are taking it back because of social media, branding, what else? Commercialism. Do you think, I mean, right now there's Red Bull, there's Monster, and I don't want to say this in some way affect the dancers, but we can tell that people are now narrowing their purpose, that it has to be, the gateway to my success has to be either Red Bull or Monster. So the dream of wanting to become is now under a brand, and not just a brand, but also being judged or graced, so to say, by the crowd, giving you red or you blue, or by vote. So are we losing something, or we are gaining right now?
That's an interesting question. There's this Nigerian pidgin saying, they say, many road leads to the market.
Okay.
Onokon Owoja in Yoruba, many road leads to the market. Meaning, I think what the brands are doing, if we look at it from one angle, is important, is necessary. But on another, which is also should be challenging, especially for our generation, because what the brands are doing that is good is they're creating something that the dancers are looking forward to. Like the dancers are like at stadium or at Oworo or at Bariga rehearsing to prepare for this particular competition that happens in so time of the year and all that, which is very good because dancers need something to look forward to that so they can continue training, creating and all now that's existing, which is why I said many road leads to the market. At the end of the day, I think it is our responsibility as dancers, as artists, because a lot of drama. We're still talking about one that was just happening yesterday. I don't want to call like any brands and all that, but I think at the end of the day, the responsibility is for us, actual dancers, actual choreographers, actual dance producers, to come up with alternative platforms and alternative means where dancers can come and express themselves and dance and possibly get support to. If it's the money for the dance competition they want, we should start creating those spaces. I have Slum Party that we do every year.
Okay.
That gathers dancers from everywhere in the continent and beyond. There's African Festival that's coming. There's what NAS is doing.
Interesting.
And all that. So I think at the time in this country, everybody was only training to go to Martina dance.
Exactly,
or
yeah.
back then. Street dance.
Jesus
and
Christ.
this was like 2009, 2008. How can we still be having that kind of conversation in 2025? So who are the people creating the alternative spaces for dancers to express?
Yeah.
I see a lot of dancers are now doing like club jobs and all that, like dancing in clubs. I've danced in clubs as well. There's nothing wrong in dancing in clubs, but I'm like, okay, what are the alternative platforms if these places don't exist? Or with the fact that these places are existing, if there are alternative platforms and even the brands can see that, if we don't step up our game, then there's this other platform that these guys can just run to that's owned or organized by a dancer and all that, and it just helps the conversation. I really, really love what Piclef, Nas, and the entire team for one of the major dance competitions that just happened in the country.
That is Monster.
That's Monster Dance. You know, I was like sitting where I was sitting. I was like, people who understand the job do the job. Not to shade.
No, it was fun. Like I was there.
I think it was really brilliant how they were able to like set up that space and create the energy. Because I've been the two brands, you know, the brands I'm talking about. I don't want to give like people free publicity, but I was at both events and I was seeing like the setbacks from both events, and I'm like, okay, it's obvious that it is a dancer that's in front of this conversation, or is a dancer that's in front of strategic, important planning process of a particular event. And it was obvious the other one that maybe they just employed, I don't know, an event planner or something. But the brands are not really my problem. My own people, my own dance community, no matter the style, are the people that I really want to have a conversation with. Like, what are the platforms we are creating to really serve as a check and balance platform for some of these people who have like big budget and all that? Because at the end of the day, the dancers really need to find somewhere to express themselves and also make some small money while at it. So in that sense, I think alternative spaces constantly. There was a time in this country or in Lagos when if you want to dance, or if you're a dancer, or you're an actor, or you're a culture practitioner, and you're not doing your thing or you're not going to National Theatre, nobody recognized you. There was a time. Exactly. But now, arts and culture and dance specifically has been decentralized in such a way that a dancer in Oworo does not need to go all the way to National Theatre to dance again.
Yes.
Actually, most of the dancers I work with now, I doubt if any of them have ever stepped foot in National Theatre. But 10, 15 years ago, it was impossible. If you want them to take you serious, you have to go do auditions, meet all the people that control the industry and all that. So in the commercial dance space, who's also making those, who's decentralizing this? Because it cannot be a brand that is dictating everything that's going to happen in our industry and all that. So the job is for our generation to create alternative platforms.
Wow. Okay, now saying all of this, now what's your aspiration in dance? What will be your plan?
My plan going is, I was in Barcelona in 2022 or 2021, and this particular part of the city where we were, for every community you go to, they have like their own community dance studio or community art center kind of thing. And I'm like, first, we should even have at least Oroshoki, this is a just a building for creatives.
Okay,
I'm not even
yeah.
saying for dancers now, even though I know dancers we are still the one that use space most and all that. But like, okay, Oroshoki, when you come to Oroshoki, they have like their own dance space, Oroshoki Dance Center, Oroshoki Community Dance or Art Center. Imagine that can happen in all the communities or at least all the local governments. I see the Lagos State government just built 6 theaters. They're about to build, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this on air, but they're about to build one fresh theater in one community that's like close to us. And that's good for theaters. But for dancers specifically, I'm trying to see how I can continue pushing these conversations and dance specifically can be singled out as an important medium of knowledge production, not even art now, because we mentor kids at Innovate, for example, and for me it is really about, okay, you have to come here by, my assistant was telling me yesterday, you have to tell these children when they come, when we give them 8 a.m. they should come at 8 a.m. and for us it is important, it is beyond dance when we look at it from that perspective. So it is a dance space in a community now is as important as what a regular school is doing. I finished just SS3. I did not even do university, but I've given master classes at university.
In other words, you don't go school.
Exactly. I did dance. This still the same dance, but I've given like lectures for masterclass students in Europe, in Lagos, and all that. So, I mean, knowledge is not restricted to just the 4 corners of a school. If it is dance, if it is music, if it is how we just concluded Otta Festival in my community.
Yeah, that was massive, bro. That was huge.
And I was the curator of that festival. Do you know what it means for the king to call you as a dancer, leave all the other people that are sort of like at the top of the food chain? If you are looking at the industry, musicians are obviously richer in quotes than dancers or more established and all that. But to come to a dancer and say, okay, curate this and all that. So I'm like, dance specifically is just a lot of knowledge making and knowledge production that happens where dancers are, whether they are dancing or they're just having conversations. So my real goal in future, in the nearest future, not nearest future, like maybe 10, 15 years, is to see how we can already start establishing these spaces in different parts of the country. Like if I'm going to Kaduna, for example, I should not even be cracking my head too much. Like, okay, where can I dance? Where can I do? I have to
There's
like
a
start.
space.
If I'm going to Nasarawa, if I'm going to Meduguri, you know, and it's. I mean, what dance has done in the Oroshiki community, and it is interesting. You were just saying like people do not understand how important dance is to that community, because we've had media organizations from different parts of the world that have come to just document what dance has done in that community.
Wow.
But we that are living in Lagos or Nigeria, we are like, okay, these people they're still dancing, they're still trying and all that. So in the long run, we hope, or I am working towards seeing how we can like establish these spaces in different corners of the country. We go to your state, Bayelsa, for example. Hopefully. I'm sure maybe that entire state, maybe they don't even have like a state theater or a state dance.
I don't know of any. I don't know
all
of
that.
any.
Exactly. So how can we like properly like decentralize? It is not until you go to all these fancy spaces that you can dance from your own community. You should have that opportunity to like already start expressing from age 5, age 6, age 7.
Wow.
And sorry, just to also add, it is also part of the reason why I am strongly canvassing for ballet dance to be switched into Ninja Fusion in schools. So all of you teaching ballet in your schools,
I'm telling you.
I mean,
very, very,
coming for you.
Very important. You know, I know of a friend. Oh, Jesus Christ! I know of a friend who is a musician. He plays the guitar. Then, for some reasons, hustle pushed him into going to learn the 5 basics of ballet. Then he now started to teach ballet in school. This guy is not even a dancer, but he just knew that I think this is a new line of hustle, because he has seen maybe one of his 2 friends doing that as a dancer, and they felt like maybe he can go and enroll, just go and apply. And he went there, he said he can dance ballet, and they employed him. Up till now, he's still doing that, and he doesn't even understand the concept or where the dance is from. So I understand what you just said by saying that I think dance, this extracurricular activity, should actually start to question that one particularly and
Yeah.
teach them African dance. You know,
Yeah.
let them learn their roots, let them know where they're from, because they're all from different. There's Igbo, there's Yoruba in the school, so you can't just gather all of them and you're teaching them a Western style of dance. I mean, for me, it just doesn't. So I think they should actually revisit that particular one.
Yeah, that's a whole like
But
entire
yes, that's
conversation.
that's
a
I
whole-
mean, but I don't think we're ready to have that conversation right now. So now, tell us about your festival. Slum Party. What is Slum Party about?
So let me just give a quick background story about Slum Party. You know, I just shared how we were doing like different interventions in the community. So at the time, there were killings in the Oroshoki community.
Wow.
So what we were doing then was, if we hear that maybe they just killed somebody here or they just robbed somebody here, before the blood on that ground dries up, myself and the dancers, we go there and we perform on the exact spots.
Wow.
And we take pictures and record videos.
And all of these are documented. They have videos.
Yes. And why we were doing this was because I'll send you some pictures and videos. Why we're doing this was because, you know, when serious tragic things like that has become the norm, meaning they can just kill somebody here and the next 5 minutes you see people already opening their shops. So it was really crazy for me so this is now, and nobody's talking about it. That was the most important thing. You cannot, like I said, that community is everybody knows themselves. So I was like, okay, it was important for me to first even spark up the conversation that, like, why is nobody talking? Like, you can just, even though the person is not related to you, you cannot just, something like that cannot happen and nobody's talking about it. So what we're doing with the dance and how the dance really protected us was, it was a dance performance. We're not calling anybody's name, but people knew exactly what we're talking about. So they were going into their houses and saying, just whispering that, okay, they're talking about this particular person that we're doing this like around the community. So at the time, some of our videos and pictures started going on social media. The major stakeholders in the community now called me for a meeting and were like, Value, you and your people, you are giving Oroshoki bad PR. People will be scared of coming into the community and all that. And to a large extent, I think I understood what they meant. And I was like, okay, you cannot do the right thing in the wrong way, even though we are trying to solve this problem. There are people that are never going to visit that community in 20 years time if we are not strategic about it. That was why we now decided to stop those performances of artistic protests.
Oh, okay.
And we decided to start Slum Party. So Slum Party Slum Party is really interesting because it was us trying to bring people to a physical space to talk about what was happening in the community. This was in 2019, March 2019. But we wanted to do it in the framework of a festival. But we did not also want to call it a festival because the community was not safe at the time. And we also wanted to give a name that a lot of young people can come, because it was young people that they were initiating into these cults and stuff. So we decided it was supposed to be like Slum Festival, or we had like a lot of options. We now decided to do Slum Party eventually, because when young people hear party, we know we are not doing a party.
Turn up.
But when they hear like Slum Party,
turn up.
They are obviously going to come and all that. And the first edition had the DPU of Oroshoki community, and it was already like, it was a setup, because we told him, to be honest, we lied to the DPO that we were inviting him to come, like, give like motivational speech to the youth, like stop crime and all that. We did not tell him there was going to be a Q&A. And important information about Slum Party was also that we were organizing it in a black spot in the community. This part of the community is called Power Base.
Oh, okay.
So Power Base is like a strong part of the Oroshoki community at the time. Where like a lot of these funny incidents were happening. So Slum Party started like there. We intentionally did it at Power Base, the first 4 editions, and all the guys, the guys I'm talking about, they were served like as our security and all that, because it was happening in that space, and of course they didn't go and make it spoil. So it was a major risk we were taking at the time, and the police came, and I have like videos of these. The conversations were intense. I know the conversations were intense. I remember he was at one point in the Q&A somebody was like, why are you guys just arresting us? Whether we are bad people or not, you just arrest us. And it was like, where's your ID card? If you need to move around, you need ID card. And he was like, how can I have ID card when I don't even have a job? Is it not somebody that, like, I remember that first lawn party was like, it was. So we're doing it like every edition like that. We bring like a major stakeholder to the. Of course, we had performances from friends everywhere in Lagos. We had dancers, musicians, and all that. But the key element was having the conversation about the security in the community. And eventually, to God be the glory, Oroshoki is now very peaceful. We eventually came to a conclusion to like employ local security people called Amoteco and all that. So
yes, I know them.
2021, the Slum Party now transitioned into a proper festival that now gathers like dancers and artists from everywhere in the world. And this year's edition is happening from the 6th to 12th of October.
Okay, tell us about it. What's it called again?
Slum Party. The theme this year is This Groove is Ancestral.
Wow.
And This Groove is Ancestral as a theme is us exploring climate change, environmental issues. This groove, the word groove is taken out of the word mangroves. Nigeria has a high concentration of mangrove forests, especially in the southern part of the country. And ancestral, this groove is ancestral. I mean, something that must be kept sacred, that must be kept clean and all that. So groove for us signifies the earth. So this earth must be kept clean. This is an ancestral space. We have to. So our this year's edition is really like just exploring how we can, like our ancestors in the past, we're not using pure water line long. We're not drinking with bottled water and all these things that are contaminating the earth. Now we had calabash where we stored water and you did not even need a fridge. Put it on bare floor. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, chill.
Rainwater and all that. Yeah. So how can we like go back to the days of old and see how we can use those knowledge to invent? And I mean, the Lagos State government pretty much just banned like plastics and all that.
Yes,
so everything's like happening at the right time, and that's like what we're exploring for this year's edition. And we have dancers and creatives from everywhere coming to Oroshoki, Lagos to come and dance.
Fantastic. So now this question that we kind of like it will take you off balance. I mean, that's what the show is about.
Yeah.
So this dance, what did they do up until this point? Is it paying the bills for you?
Okay, that one catch me up.
Yes. You gotta answer that one.
We give thanks, to be honest, because we pay salaries.
Wow.
We are okay. No, we are okay. I mean, we've not gotten there financially.
If I say they pay salary.
No, of course not. We pay salaries. We pay our, I mean, we don't owe. We pay our house rent.
No, I like that word. We don't owe. So you get people where they owe.
We don't owe. We don't owe. So that dancer guy, let me not call his name, that was saying, West Side, this is the kind of thing they do. All these Obodo people doing unorganized stuff. I'm like, I think for this person, actually, I need to call the name. Because now you go fight to go settle at the end of the day. His name is Ikenna. I don't know if we've ever been in the same space. But there was a time, there was a time he like went on like this long Instagram rant. I was saying like dancers, I don't know. And eventually he now said again that Ashake is like the first person to take dancers out of this country or something like that on Izzy Odige's platform.
I don't think say Naim talk about. I think it was a blog that put that up, but he also posted it up. But I think it was just a thing. Like I don't know how the story go, but I know that he was involved in that, and it was what's the name of this blog? I think Chop Deal or something. I think they were the one that posted and said Ashake is the first. It's one of the no, not even the first to take dancers out, of Nigeria. And I think Kafi too commented on that. She also reshared that post. Yeah.
Okay. That conversation was tied to his name anyways.
Yes.
And so that happened after I did that his rant, and I'm like, you cannot be. I think it was a blunder first. His first statement.
Yes.
Because dance is very wide. I think his brand is doing amazing work with the dancers. They do like some important work.
True that.
But I think it is going to be ignorant of you to not do research about the many things that dance can do. It is not many road leads to the market, bro.
Yeah.
Many road leads to the market. It is a lot you don't know about the dance world, and it showed from your Instagram post. And I was quite disappointed, especially for somebody that I respected his work. That okay, this person, and I was calling like a few people. Like it was even somebody from Czech Republic.
Wow.
That initially sent me because I did not see I don't follow on Instagram. And I was like, okay. Like, okay. When I even saw like Oborudi, I was like, I'm like, what did he say for?
People have been traveling since like.
So, of course, like, I mean, there's Kudus that's been taking dancers. There's Ijodi. I myself have taken dancers to Amsterdam. And yeah, people have like taken dancers, dancers have taken dancers to travel to go do productions and performances everywhere in the world. So I don't think that was necessary. I hope he's now more knowledgeable than the last time. And what was your question that made us drift to this one again?
I said,
is he paying the bills? Yes. I am very okay. It can be better. Like now, I would like to do my December holidays in like the Bahamas or something, but we've not gotten to that level yet. We thank God. The people around us are trying. The community, which is most important for me, not just the Oroshiki community, the dance community, like our own dance community. We are feeding off each other's energy and doing important work. Some of our dancers are going like everywhere in the world.
Yeah,
our mentees are doing amazing stuff. Yeah. Our ogas are doing amazing stuff. And it can only get better. I mean, this is the first time I've been dancing for, close to 15 years now.
Wow.
And this is the first time. It's never been a time like this where like 20 dancers at the same time are probably out of this country going to do a class or going to battle or going to do it. It's never happened like that. Something is happening
right now. Things are beginning to change.
I think there's progress. So that is how I gauge like success. That is really how I gauge success. Like every time I go to teach everywhere, Paris, whatever, I don't even mention, this person from this community in Lagos and this one, Richie Emmanuel, TF, like just like call people's name and see how people over there can also like try to go find these people are online and all that. And that's work that some of us has been doing like over the years, and people before us have been doing, like the Kudusis of this world, the Jodis of this world, the Shegun Adifilas of this world. And it is just good to see like the progress, and that's really how I gauge success. And in that context, I think it is paying the bills that I needed to pay.
Good to hear. I mean, this last one, good to hear that dance is actually paying the bills. Yes. It's real. Yeah. It's real. And if there's one thing that I've always had faith in is in the fact that your skill being connected to your purpose would definitely give you bread. That one I know for sure.
Absolutely.
Your skill connected with your purpose, it will give you bread. I don't know how much bread you define, but you will be comfortable. You will live the life you want to live, a fulfilled life.
Yeah, if you're not greedy, if you take care of dance is going to take care of you.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I think we're going to end with that. Yeah. Max 40 minutes. It's supposed to be a 40-minute podcast, 40 minutes conversation. But right now, I think it's worth the time. And then thank you for coming on this podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And I think we'll bring you back again. When we bring you again, we'll bring you with somebody else so that we have a full house conversation, a round conversation. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And let me just say congrats on Off Balance, man.
Let's go.
I cannot wait to see like all the amazing conversations and all the productions that will happen here.
I appreciate
Thank you so much, and congrats on this amazing initiative.
Thank you so much. So see you on the next episode. Bye.
Merci beaucoup. The P is not silent.